Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and guys and girls, and everyone else that is interested. And welcome to another tutorial by me, Missing Identity. So today I wanted to try something a little different. This time I'm going to be answering a question that I've been getting from a couple of people. I've gotten it in on several occasions. And the question is very broad. It's a question that's asking, how do I work with vocals? That's basically the question, and that's something that's very difficult to answer. So what I decided to do here is I just want to go through this track that I'm working on with Lulablue. So we've recorded vocals and I've rendered everything into stems here, and I'm doing kind of the final mix down here and getting ready for hopefully releasing this. We'll see if it's through a label or by ourselves. That is not determined, so I don't have like a release date for this yet. But anyway, I just want to go through what we've done here, and just to show you here what to pay attention to. The tracks I have marked here in the playlist, these are all the vocals that we have going on in this track. So all of these four, and down here is some effect sounds that I have created, you know, in post-production, so to speak. So I'm going to show you a little bit about, you know, the thought process behind the recording process, and also a little bit of how I mix these vocals, and also how I edit the vocals afterwards. So it's going to be a long video, but hopefully I can give you some tips and tricks that will help you if you're considering making you know your own vocals or remixing or whatever. So let's start off with the thought process behind the recording. So let me turn a bunch of this extra stuff off, and let me go in and turn all the effects off in the mixer here, so that we have just clean vocals straight up. And you'll notice I have like on these four mixer channels, they all have a separate reverb and delay on them. They're all identical on each track, but for example, a better way for you to do this, if you want to, you know, think about saving on your CPU or something, is to use send channels, right? So what I would do is, for example, this main song, let me show you. We had a I still hear you. So that's just a raw vocal. So what you can do is you can use these send channels. You can, for example, do like a delay. I think I misspelled that, but whatever. You can do that and add like a delay to that. And what you would do is you remove all the dry signal on this send channel. This is some pretty basic you know, production techniques, but if you didn't know about it, it's good to know. So what you can do is just send any channel to that delay, and I still hear you. Right, so that's something you do. You can work with send channels, right, instead of having a separate delay for each channel here, and that will save on your CPU because you're only using one plugin instead of several. But this is the way I've done it here, because I have everything rendered to stems, so it's not too hard on my CPU here. We might have a tiny bit of lag here just because I'm recording right now, but otherwise it's fine for me. So let's go into the thought process behind the recording process. So as you'll notice, we just had this one vocal here in the start. I still hear you. Right, and then if we go further into the track, we have four vocal tracks layered on top of each other. So hear my voice. So you can hear all that. That's a lot fatter than over here. Whoops. I still hear you. Right. So the difference between that and this. Hear my voice. So the thought behind that is kind of mirror the what should you say, like the I guess, mirror the intensity the track has at a certain point in time, right? So, for example, over here, we wanted the vocals a little more thin, a little calmer. And then over here, we wanted to kind of get it going more because the drums are coming in and stuff like that. So, for example, if we listen to the whole thing, let me turn the effects on here too. So, you'll hear like over here, we have this calm piano and pad and stuff. So the track is really calm at that point, and then hear my voice when I say. So you can hear when the track is kind of getting started and, you know, building up to the drop. That's when I start layering more vocals. So what we've done here is we have one main vocal. Hear my voice. Now let me actually turn on the effects here too. So basically the effects I have on each of these channels they're very basic actually. So let's go through this. We have a limiter. That's all it's doing is lowering the ceiling here and raising the gain. So it's kind of squishing the sound. We have a lot less dynamics in the vocals, which is something I want because I want them to always have a you know, fairly high volume so that you can actually hear the vocals very clearly. So I have that, and then I have an EQ, just getting rid of all the lows, getting rid of some of the mids, and raising the highs here. Then I have a reverb and a delay, and I have that for all of these 4 channels. And then I send all those channels to one vocal channel here, where I have, you know, a little you know, extra touch to all the vocals. So we have like a plugin here to brighten up the highs in the vocals. We have another EQ raising the mids a little bit. Some de-essing, another limiter, and I'm actually automating the ceiling on this limiter to kind of differentiate the volume of the vocals manually. So as you can see, if we look here, yeah, right here you can see the, no, that's not it. Where is it? Oh yeah, right here. So as you can see, this is the limiter ceiling envelope. So it's going from pretty much no volume at all, and it's just going up slightly all the way over here. So it builds up in volume to the drop, basically. And that's for all of the vocals on one channel. And so that's basically the effect scene there. And if we put everything together, like so. Hear my voice when I say. You'll also notice I removed a lot of the space in between these clips. So to demonstrate why I do that is a lot of noise, just background noise in here. So if I would have that left, you can hear a lot of just, you know, unnecessary noise here in between. So what I've done is I've just gone through all of the vocals and just removed all of those spaces that we don't need, except for here in the drop, because there, let me show you. You can't really hear it here. So I didn't bother there. But then, you know, if you keep going, I've removed a lot of the spaces in here too. And yeah. So I guess that's, and also you'll notice it's just in the intro here that I only have this one layer of vocals. All the rest of the track, we're kind of fattening it up, trying to get it to really be in front of the mix, so to speak. Let's see, what else? I guess that's it, man, because that's pretty much the raw mixing, so to speak. But then, as you might have heard, I have this stuff too. Right, and that's something that I like to add that on, like, you know, EDM music, so to speak, electronic music, that is, because it really gives you a feeling of, you know, how to explain that. Kind of feels like a different world, you know, feels magical, I guess. It's really hard to explain, but hopefully you get what I mean there. So I'm trying to create something here that doesn't sound natural, but still sounds good and interesting. That's what I'm trying to get here. So if you put that together with the music.
I still hear you. I still hear you.
All right, so I'm also automating the volume of this effects track here, so that it comes in, fades in towards the lyrics, and then once the lyrics come in, I kind of fade it out so that the lyrics is more audible, and then fit it back in and do it like that, so that basically I want people to hear the lyrics that Lulablue is singing here, is the point of that. And so what I wanted to do to end this video here is that I wanted to show you kind of how I do that effect, because I have this point here in the breakdown where I am planning on adding more of that, basically. So I want to do that here. So I'm going to show you how I do that from scratch.
Hear my voice when I say I have never been a.
So as you notice, I have this fade in here already. So I'm not going to use this first line here, or the first sentence there. I'm just going to use, I'm basically going to make fades for that, okay? So what I'll do is I'll copy that, just drag it over to somewhere where we don't have anything else playing. What I'll do is I will, if you press Shift T here, you can get this loop function in FL Studio, okay? So I'll add a loop point somewhere here so that it doesn't end as soon as the clips end here. And then what I'll do is I'll start a recording somewhere around there, okay? Now I'll go to the channel where I'm sending all of these vocals to. So all of these vocals are sent to this channel, okay? So I'm using Edison here after all of the effects and stuff. Let me just delete what I had before. And what I do is I have this to record on play. I'll just record all of this. So let me do that. And I don't want to give this whole vocal away, so I'm gonna record this off camera and then come back to you. So yeah, see you then.
Still hear you.
Okay, so I just recorded the vocals and then it's gonna loop here. And so what I do is I end the recording right there. Okay, so we got this recording done. So now we can actually remove all of that. Okay. And drag this recording that we just made, drag that in, like so. Next, we're gonna double click on it, and what I like to do is I like to know what each clip is, so I'm just gonna rename this. So you can see I have done 2 of these already, so I'm making the 3rd one right now. And let me get that up to right there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll double click on it, and we will reverse this clip. So we have this. Okay, so that's good. And the fade in is because we had like a delay and stuff on the vocal already. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to, let's see, I have a channel set up here already. Yeah, here. So the Vox Rev, that's basically what I send all these channels to. So what I have, this is it. This is really it. I put a reverb on it, like, right? I have a long decay. I have no dry signal, so we're just gonna hear the reverb and not the dry signal at all. So I have that. I have raised the dampening, raised the size, raised the high cut, and raised the low cut a little bit. And I also put a little bit of stereo separation on it right here. And that's it. That's all I did. And I'll send this clip to that channel. So now I have this. Okay, so I'll take that, and this Edison is actually this one right here on this channel, right? So what I'll do is I'll actually lower the decay here a little bit, because I didn't like how long that is, so... Okay, so I like that a lot better. So what I'll do is I'll go to the start here, and actually I'm gonna start a little later because I don't need that much silence in the beginning. So what I'll do is I'll record it again. So I guess I'll show you this one because yeah. So what I'll do is I just press record and make sure it's on play, and then press play and it'll start recording. Right, so that is it. And then what I'll do is I'll stop the recording. Okay, so we have that. We can just get rid of that now. I still have it in here, but theoretically we could just delete all of these three because we don't need them, really. So we have this clip. So because we reversed the vocals before we added the reverb, now we can just add it back in over here, right? And what is this? Let me check. We do not need that. Okay. So what I can do is just let's see, where do we start? I guess. All right, I have to reverse it first. That's my bad. So before I you know, decide where to put this, I have to reverse the clip again. So now basically, we reversed the vocals, right? And then we added the reverb, we recorded that, and then reversed it again. So basically, we have the normal vocals, but with a reversed reverb. And that's the point here, that's what we're after. So then we can kind of time it. So I know that this sentence right here was the first sentence we want the fade in on, because we already have a fade in right here for the first one. So I guess we'll put it somewhere around there. And we'll send, actually we'll rename this to that, so that I just know what I'm dealing with, and I'll send that to this channel that I have for the other ones, which is basically removing some of the lows here, and actually it's removing a lot more than that. Let me see, I have an automation right here for that, so if we go here, excuse me, it's removing a lot more. So we don't have a lot of lows in this in these fades, which is good for the mix, that is. Another thing, I have a little bit more reverb. This is a short reverb, and I have a delay on that as well. So that's it. Let me see how this sounds just without doing any editing on it.
Hear my voice when I say I have never been afraid, but today. So count me in.
Okay. So as you can hear, like without that.
Hear my voice when I say I have never.
It's a little empty in between the sentences. So if I add
Hear
that.
my voice when I say I have never been afraid, but today.
So that's doing a good job of, you know, getting some more, I guess, what should you call it? Just filling in those spaces with something interesting, you know, that's what I'm after. And then if we wanted to, we could, for example, do something like this, maybe. So I'll mark all of that and get a automation clip for that. And what I did before, or on the other clips, is something like that, maybe. So it's...
Hear my voice when I say
So, you know, just work with that to, like I said, try to get the actual lyrics to be more audible by lowering all the effect sounds around it while Lulablue is actually singing here. So
I have never been afraid, but today, so count me in. I wanna win in this. We signed to begin.
And so I'll just keep doing that, but I don't want to do that on camera here. So I guess that's it for, you know, the editing here. And yeah, I hope you liked the tutorial. I hope you learned something from it. It's just, you know, some pretty general tips here, but hopefully, you know, if you've never worked with vocals before, excuse me, or, you know, if you have no idea how to go about recording it yourself, hopefully this helped. You know, I didn't show you the recording, but you know, that's a difficult thing for me to do because I don't have a camera really. But you know, I can at least show you the editing process and what we were thinking while recording. And if you like this track, like I said, I can't tell you when it's going to be released, where it's going to be released, how it's going to be released. It's something we're working on. We want to get the track finished and then kind of see where to go from there. So yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of the video. If you have any feedback on what I can improve in these videos, let me know that as well, because I'm trying to get better at this. And yeah, have a great day or evening or night or whatever. And I'll catch you later.